because I refer to back today of how to play today. We're looking at how to play the game Perfect Numbers, which is from Jolly Ducks, designed by Lars Jansen, or perhaps Jansen, depending on how you pronounce it. Of artwork by Hong Pham, graphics by Vicky Trueback. This game, I believe it just came out this year, I'm not 100% sure. In it, you get 110 cards and rule books. They call them rule books. It's not really a rule book, but sir. And amongst this, you also get a start player card, double-sided. You just give this to whoever is the first player, and you'll just choose that player. In the game, like I say, you get a bunch of cards. The cards come in 4 colors: red, blue, green, and orange or yellow, and numbers 2 through 7. And each suit also has a different symbol, I guess, for colorblind purposes, different types of things. Like, for some reason, this one is a drop. It's probably sitting in the blue. The blue is a cactus for some reason. The red is a leaf, which probably should have been green, which is grass in fairness. So I don't know about the symbols. They could have perhaps used different symbols, but it is what it is. Some interesting artwork within them. The 5s, the 6s, and the 7s give you bonus points, 1, 3, and 5. If you complete those, they're a bit more challenging. That's why they give you bonus points. On top of that, you also get wild cards, which come in numbers, again, 2 through 7. They don't give you any bonus points, but they can be any color, and they can help you out. There's also 3 special action cards. First one to smash here is a thief card, and it lets you steal a card from another player to add to your collection. It has to be the final card on one of the colored rows. You're going to be taking cards from a display, a market of cards, and adding them into rows in front of you, trying to get the perfect number to score points. And I'll explain what that perfect number is. And next one here is, this is a protection card. It can be put on the bottom of one of your rows, the final card of one of your rows, to protect it from being stolen from another player and to prevent another player from adding a card to that row. But you can add cards to it. And then finally is this one. This is a move card. You can see the arrow pointing. This lets you take a card, the first card from your row, and bring it to the final position in that row. So if you had, let's just say, something like this, you could theoretically take the 6 and put it here with this move card. So we'll throw all these into the deck and shuffle it up. Each player is going to get a hand of 3 cards to start off with. We'll just say we'll do 3 players. I believe it's, what did I say it was? 2 to 4 players, ages 8 up, 30 minutes. What you can do is take these cards and put them into rows by color. We'll say this person's over here. Now, I need to double check something quickly because I got an action card. It doesn't really say, but I guess one thing I do know is if you do have an action card, you can either use it immediately or add it to a row As long as you have a row available, you can have up to 4 rows. Each row has to be a different color. So we're going to keep that one there. And then we're going to create the market, which is going to be 3 cards, 2 cards, 2 cards, and 1 card. So on your turn, you take 3, 2, 2, or 1. And then the next player is going to get to choose from what's left, and the next player. So you might be, in this case, with 3 players, you can be, whoever the start player is going to be grabbing 2 rows of cards. So I'm actually going to take this first row, and when you're playing the cards, I'm going to take this one. It's a thief. I will add it here. No, I can't, because I will in a moment, I guess, perhaps. I'm going to add this card here for the moment, and then I'm going to explain it in perfect numbers because I already have one, I think. So if you add a card to a row that is higher than the number of cards, then that's in that row, nothing happens. By the way, in case you're wondering, this is not a 9. That's just an upside down 3 so that other players can see it from their vantage point. All the numbers are upside down in one corner. Not sure whose idea that was, but I guess it's okay. Anyway, if you add a card to a row and the number is higher than the number of cards, then nothing happens. If you add a card and the number is lower than the number of cards, then you have to discard that many cards in the row. And if you add a card that makes it the perfect number, which is equal to the number of cards, which includes a new card, then you can complete that row and put those into a face down scoring pile. So when I add this 2 to this row, 2, 1, 2 is the number of cards, so that's perfect, and I get to score that. Then I can add this one here as my 4th pile. So the next player is going to go, they take, well, maybe they take this row, and they can kind of do the same thing. They can put this 2 here. This is the same, so it's perfect. It's a perfect number. It's 2 cards, number 2 on a row of 2, and then they can add the 4. So point out, when you're adding cards that, well, I'll explain when it gets back to my turn. We'll just say this person takes this 4. This is lower than the number of cards. It's a 4, so it's lower, which means they have to discard 4 cards. If you don't have 4 cards, you just discard what you have. So they're going to take this and they're going to discard it. Then it comes back to me, I will take these cards. Now, if it's the same number, actually, this is higher than the number, which is 3, so it's fine. If you have cards that are multiple colors and you already have a card present, a color present, you have to play the color that's present first. So if I have green, I have to put, then I can do the red. Again, you can only have 4 rows, so I already have 4, so I'm going to have to play this one, and I will steal this 4 and put it here, and then I can put the 3 on top. Now this is, unfortunately, it's lower than the number of cards that's in this row, so I actually have to discard. No, so it's higher than the number of cards in this row, so it's fine. It's a 3, and there's only 2 cards. And this will get discarded. So that ends the round. I pass this to the next person, and they can be the start player, and then we bring out cards again. And then maybe they draft this row, played a 2. It's a perfect number. And a 5 and a 6. The next person's going to go. They'll take these two, and you can put this here and this one here. It's higher than the number of cards, so they're okay. You only get the bonus points you see on the card if this is the last card on the row. In this case, it will not give any points. So it comes back, it comes to me. I will take this one so I can explain something else. Another thing you can do, I can play the 7 here. That's higher than the number of cards, so it's fine. If it was lower, the value is lower, then obviously you would lose those cards. But in this case, it's fine. Now, there's one more thing you could do, because you only have 4 slots, and there is actually 5 colors. There's also purple. So I didn't mention before. I said red, blue, green, yellow, but there's also purple, 5th color. And again, if you want, you can play with just 3 rows, which amps things up a little bit. One thing you can do is you can add this card to another player's collection, but only if they have an open slot and or a row in that corresponding color. If it makes them lose cards, those cards are not discarded, but are actually points for the person that added the card. And if you can complete a row, you also receive the points for that instead of the other player. So if I play this, well, this 5 on either pile, it's lower than the number of cards. So it is higher than the number of cards, so it's fine. That'd be okay. So I would do that, and that's fine. If it completed a row, I would also get the points. I would just draw some cards. If it caused me to discard cards, if this was like, let's say I added a 2 onto this pile, they would have to discard 2 cards, and I would actually get the cards into my score pile for points. If you complete a row, you would also get the points. So if they would complete a row with, let's say, 3 cards, I would get 3 cards. Whenever you get the bonus points, if I was to get this 5 bonus points, I would just take 3, 4, 5 cards and add them to my score pile. And then at the end of the game, you count up how many cards on your score pile, and that's how many points you get. Most points win. The game end is triggered once you cannot refill the market up with the 8 cards at the start of each round. So this round is over. Actually, he would collect a card. Now the round is over. And this would pass on. We would fill. And you continue playing. Eventually, like I said, once you cannot refill the market, the game ends. You score up. Whoever has the most points wins, and you're going to determine that by counting how many cards are in your score pile. Again, there's the interaction variant. If you master the base game, you want to more interaction, you use the variants, and in this one you'll have only 3 slots for rows instead of 4, and so that's going to cause you to be able to, or cause you to force more cards onto opponents. Now you can't have a 4th slot with only 4 action cards, only 3 with colors. And you cannot mix up colors, as you can see. I think I made that pretty clear. If you have any action cards that are in your collection, they do count as points. And that is that. Most points win. It's a nice little game. Cards are just a smooth plastic coated finish, but they're decent enough quality. They have a nice sound to them when you snap them. The artwork's fine. I don't know how I feel about the upside down numbers and the symbols. I guess they're for colorblind friendliness, but you do need them for a game that's all about colors. But at the same time, they should have made more sense. Water drop. I guess that the water should have been on the blue. The cactus probably should have been on the yellow. The other ones are okay. I don't know. That's just me. This one has a flower, which is fine as well. That is that, though. Cool little game. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. What's your perfect number? We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.